Some choices you make in a heartbeat. Others hunt you for the rest of your life. For Maya Harlow, it took 3 seconds to ruin everything. 3 seconds to press her lips against the most dangerous man in the city. 3 seconds to start a war she didn't understand. She stood in the marble hallway of the Obsidian Hotel, her heartbeat so loud she thought the security cameras might pick it up. Her hands were shaking. Her breath was shallow. Behind her, voices echoed. Footsteps. The men who'd been following her for 6 blocks were close now. Too close. She'd made a mistake. A stupid, desperate mistake. She'd thought she could outrun them. She'd thought wrong. The hallway ended at a private lounge. Heavy black doors. Gold handles. A place where people like her didn't belong. But she had no choice. She pushed through. Inside, the air changed. Darker. Quieter. Expensive. A dozen men in tailored suits sat in leather chairs, drinking whiskey that cost more than her rent. They all turned to look at her. But only one man mattered. He sat in the corner alone. Dark hair slicked back. Sharp jaw. Cold eyes that didn't blink. He wore a black suit that fit like it was stitched onto his body. His hands rested on the armrests of his chair like a king on a throne. He didn't move. He didn't need to. Everyone in the room already knew who he was. Dante Corso. The man who controlled half the city's underground. The man politicians feared. The man even other criminals whispered about. Maya had seen his face in the news. Heard his name in back alleys. But she'd never been this close. She should have run. Instead, she walked straight toward him. His eyes tracked her. Slow. Calculating. Like a predator watching prey. She stopped 3 feet away. I need your help, she whispered. His expression didn't change. No. One word. Final. Behind her, the lounge doors opened. Heavy boots on marble. The men who'd been chasing her. Panic flooded her chest. She didn't think. She just moved. Maya dropped to her knees in front of Dante, leaned forward, and kissed him. Not soft. Not sweet. Desperate. Her lips pressed against his, her hands gripping the arms of his chair. She tasted whiskey and smoke. Felt the shock ripple through his body. For a moment, the world stopped. Then his hand moved. Slow. Deliberate. He gripped the back of her neck. Not rough. Not gentle. Control. He held her there for 3 seconds. Long enough for the men at the door to see. Long enough for the entire room to go silent. Then he pulled back. His face was inches from hers. His voice was low. Barely a whisper. You have no idea what you just started. His eyes were black. Empty. And for the first time in her life, Maya wondered if she'd just made the worst mistake of all. Would you trust a man like him? Dante didn't let go of her neck. His grip stayed firm. Not painful. Just there. A reminder. Maya's heart slammed against her ribs. She couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. His face was so close she could see the thin scar above his left eyebrow. Behind her, one of the men who'd been chasing her spoke. Boss, he said, his voice tight. That's her. The girl who? I know who she is, Dante said. His tone was flat. Final. The man went silent. Dante's eyes never left Maya. He studied her like she was a puzzle he was deciding whether to solve or destroy. Then slowly he released her. She stumbled back, gasping. Sit, he said. It wasn't a request. Maya glanced at the men by the door. 3 of them. Thick necks. Hard eyes. Guns visible under their jackets. She sat. Dante leaned back in his chair. His fingers drummed once against the armrest. A small gesture. But every man in the room straightened. Leave us, he said. They obeyed. Within seconds, the lounge was empty. Just her and him. Silence pressed down like a weight. You kissed me, Dante said. His voice was calm. Too calm. In front of my men. In my space. Without permission. Maya's throat tightened. I'm sorry. I didn't. You didn't think, he finished. People who don't think around me don't last long. She swallowed hard. They were going to kill me. And now you've made it my problem. I didn't mean to. You did. His eyes were cold. The moment you walked through that door, you made a choice. Now you live with it. Maya clenched her fists. I just need to disappear for a few days. I'll leave the city. You'll never see me again. Dante tilted his head. You think it's that simple? You kissed the head of the Corso family in front of witnesses. Do you understand what that means? She didn't. He leaned forward. It means you're mine now. The words hit her like a slap. I'm not. Every person in this city saw what you did. They'll assume you're under my protection. My enemies will come for you. My allies will ask questions. And if I do nothing, he smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. I look weak. Maya's stomach twisted. So what do you want? Dante stood. He was tall, broader than she'd realized. He walked to the window, hands in his pockets, and stared out at the city lights. You'll stay close, he said. You'll do exactly what I tell you. You'll speak when I allow it. And if you run. He turned. His eyes were black glass. I'll find you. Maya's pulse hammered in her ears. Why? She whispered. Why not just let them kill me? For a moment, something flickered in his expression. Not kindness. Not warmth. Something darker. Because you made yourself my responsibility, he said quietly. And I don't leave loose ends. He walked to the door. Stopped. Glance back. You'll sleep in the east wing tonight. My men will watch you. Don't try to leave. And if I do? He smiled again. Slow. Dangerous. Then you'll learn why people fear my name. The door closed behind him. Maya sat alone in the dark lounge, her hands trembling. She'd wanted protection, but what she'd gotten was a cage. What would you do in her place? Maya didn't sleep. She lay on a bed bigger than her entire studio apartment, staring at the ceiling. The room was beautiful. Cream walls, gold fixtures, silk sheets that felt like water against her skin. It felt like a tomb. Outside the door, she heard footsteps, voices, the low hum of men who never slept. She was a prisoner, but she was alive. For now. At 6 a.m., someone knocked. Miss Harlow, a woman's voice said. Mr. Corso expects you for breakfast. Maya didn't move. Another knock. Firmer. He doesn't like to wait. She got up. The woman outside was older. 50s maybe. Sharp suit. No smile. She led Maya through hallways lined with dark wood and expensive art. Everything in this house screamed power. They stopped at a dining room. Dante sat at the head of a long table, reading a newspaper. A cup of black coffee steamed beside him. He didn't look up. Sit, he said. Maya sat at the opposite end. 10 feet between them. A man in a white shirt placed a plate in front of her. Eggs. Toast. Fruit. Food she was too nervous to eat. Dante turned a page of his paper. Minutes passed. Finally, Maya spoke. How long do I have to stay here? Until I decide you're no longer a liability. And when will that be? He folded the paper. Looked at her. When I'm sure you won't get yourself killed the moment you leave. I can take care of myself. His lips twitched. Almost a smile. You ran into a room full of killers and kissed a stranger. That's not taking care of yourself. That's suicide with extra steps. Heat flushed her cheeks. I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice. He stood. Walked toward her. Slow. Deliberate. You chose me. He stopped beside her chair. Close enough that she could smell his cologne. Cedar and smoke. Now I choose what happens next. Maya's hands curled into fists under the table. I'm not your prisoner. No, Dante said quietly. You're my problem. And I don't like problems. He leaned down. His breath was warm against her ear. But I'm very good at solving them. He straightened. Walked to the door. Finish your breakfast, he said. You'll need your strength. For what? He glanced back. Surviving me. The door closed. Maya stared at the untouched food on her plate. For the first time since the kiss, she wondered if the men chasing her had been the real danger at all. Is he protecting her, or controlling her? 3 days passed in silence. Maya barely saw Dante. She wandered the mansion like a ghost. Servants ignored her. Guards watched her. She had everything she needed. Except answers. On the 4th morning, she found the older woman from her first day. The one who'd brought her to breakfast. She was in the kitchen supervising staff. Excuse me, Maya said. The woman turned. Her face was stern. Unreadable. Yes. What's your name? A pause. Mrs. Chun. How long have you worked here? 23 years. Maya stepped closer. Then you know him. You know Dante. Mrs. Chen's expression didn't change. I work for Mr. Corso. That's all you need to know. Please. Maya's voice cracked. I just want to understand why I'm here. Why he's doing this. Mrs. Chun studied her for a long moment. Then she set down the clipboard she'd been holding. Walk with me. They moved through the kitchen, out into a garden Maya hadn't known existed. Stone paths. Manicured hedges. A fountain in the center. It was beautiful. Quiet. Mrs. Chun stopped by the fountain. What do you know about Mr. Corso? Only what everyone knows. He runs the city. He's dangerous. He's more than that. Mrs. Chen's voice was soft, almost sad. He's a man who lost everything and rebuilt himself from ash. What did he lose? His family, his innocence, his faith in people. Maya's chest tightened. What happened? Mrs. Chen looked at the water. He had a sister once. Younger. Beautiful. She was everything good in his life. Past tense. Maya's stomach dropped. She got involved with the wrong people, Mrs. Chen continued. Drugs. Debts. Dante tried to save her. He was only 22. Still learning the business. Still trying to prove himself to his father. She paused. He failed. She died. Worse. She was tortured. For 3 days. They sent pieces of her back to the family as a warning. Horror washed over Maya. Dante found her, Mrs. Chen whispered. What was left of her? And something inside him died that day too. Tears stung Maya's eyes. He vowed never to let anyone he cared about get hurt again, Mrs. Chen said. So he stopped caring. He became cold. Calculated. Untouchable. She turned to Maya. Until you. Maya's breath caught. Me. You reminded him what it feels like to protect someone. To care. But he doesn't care about me. He barely knows me. Mrs. Chen smiled. Sad. Knowing. He kissed you back. Maya went still. In that lounge, when you kissed him, he could have pushed you away. Could have let those men take you. But he didn't. Mrs. Chen's eyes were kind. He held you. And in 23 years, I've never seen him do that for anyone. Maya's heart hammered in her chest. So what does that mean? It means you're dangerous, Mrs. Chen said quietly. Not to him, but to the walls he's built around himself. She touched Maya's shoulder. Gentle. Be careful, child. Men like Dante Corso don't know how to love without destroying. And if he falls for you. She didn't finish. She didn't need to. Maya understood. If Dante fell for her, the whole world would burn. Do you think he's already falling? That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about what Mrs. Chen had said. He kissed you back. Had he? Or had it just been instinct? A reflex? She needed to know. At midnight, she left her room. The guards in the hallway didn't stop her. They just watched. Silent. She wandered until she found the library. And there he was. Dante sat in a leather chair by the fireplace, a glass of whiskey in one hand, a book in the other. The firelight cast shadows across his face. He didn't look up when she entered. You should be in bed, he said. I couldn't sleep. That's not my problem. Maya walked closer. Why did you kiss me back? The book snapped shut. Dante set it down. Looked at her. What? In the lounge. When I kissed you. You kissed me back. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You held my neck. You. I was establishing dominance, Dante said coldly. Making sure those men knew you were mine. That's all. You're lying. His jaw tightened. Careful. Why? Maya stepped closer. What are you going to do? Throw me out? You could have done that days ago. Don't push me. I'm not afraid of you. You should be. Well, I'm not. They stared at each other. The tension in the room was suffocating. Then Dante stood. He moved fast. Too fast. He closed the distance between them in 2 strides, backing her against the bookshelf. His hands pressed against the wood on either side of her head, caging her in. You want to know why I kissed you back? His voice was low, dangerous. Because for 3 seconds, I forgot who I was. I forgot what I've done. I forgot that I'm the kind of man who destroys everything he touches. His face was inches from hers. And that terrifies me. Maya's breath came in shallow gasps. Why? Because I don't get to have this. His voice cracked. Just slightly. I don't get to care about someone. I don't get to want something that isn't power or control or revenge. But you do want it. His eyes closed. Yes. Then take it. I can't. Why not? He pulled back, ran a hand through his hair. Because the last person I cared about ended up in pieces. And I won't let that happen to you. Maya's heart broke. She reached out, touched his face. Gentle. He flinched. I'm not her, Maya whispered. I'm not your sister. I know. Then stop treating me like I'm going to break. Dante caught her wrist. Held it. His thumb brushed over her pulse point. What if you do? Then I'll put myself back together. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Then slowly Dante released her. Go to bed, Maya. Dante. Please. The word was so quiet. So broken. Maya nodded. She walked to the door. Stopped. Looked back. For what it's worth, she said softly, I'm glad you kissed me back. She left. Dante stood alone in the library, staring at the fire. And for the first time in 15 years, he let himself feel something other than rage. He felt hope. And it scared him more than anything. The next morning, everything changed. Maya was in the garden when she heard shouting from inside the mansion. Loud, angry, male voices. She ran inside. The main hall was chaos. Guards, servants, everyone moving with purpose. And in the center of it all stood a man she'd never seen before. He was younger than Dante, maybe late 20s. Dark hair, sharp features, same cold eyes. He was yelling at Dante in a language Maya didn't understand. Dante's expression was stone. When the younger man finally stopped, Dante spoke. Calm, controlled. English, Luca. We have a guest. Luca turned. Saw Maya. His eyes narrowed. This is her? This is the girl you're starting a war over? Maya's stomach dropped. There's no war, Dante said. Not yet. Luca walked toward Maya. Circled her like a shark. But Victor's men are talking. They're saying you claimed her. That you're protecting her. He stopped in front of her. Lean close. They're saying you care about her. I don't, Dante said flatly. The words stung. Luca smiled. Then prove it. Hand her over. No. Why not? If she means nothing. She's under my protection. That's enough. Luca's smile faded. He turned to his brother. You're making a mistake. It's mine to make. Is it? Or are you dragging the entire family into your mess because you're too stubborn to admit you fucked up? Dante moved fast. He grabbed Luca by the throat and slammed him against the wall. Watch your mouth, Dante growled. Luca laughed. Choked. There he is. There's the brother I know. Dante released him. Luca rubbed his neck. You can't protect her forever, Dante. Victor won't stop. And when he comes for her, he'll come for all of us. Then let him come. You're insane. Maybe. Dante's voice was quiet. Deadly. But she's not going anywhere. Luca shook his head. Looked at Maya. Do you have any idea what you've done? Maya lifted her chin. Yes. And you're still here? Yes. Luca studied her for a long moment. Then he laughed. You're either very brave or very stupid. Maybe both. He smiled. Actually smiled. I like her. Luca. Relax, brother. I'm not going to hurt your girl. He glanced at Dante. But you better figure out what you're doing. Because this ends badly for everyone. He walked toward the door. Stopped. Looked back. Oh, and Dante? Victor's planning something. I don't know what. But my sources say he's bringing in people from outside the city. Dante's expression darkened. When? Soon. Then Luca was gone. The hall fell silent. Dante stood still. Thinking. Maya walked over to him. Who is that? My brother. You have a brother? Half-brother. Same father. Different mothers. Dante's jaw tightened. He runs the Eastern Territories. Is he right? About Victor? Dante looked at her. Probably. So what do we do? We. He raised an eyebrow. There's no we, Maya. This is my fight. It became mine the moment I kissed you. That was a mistake. Maybe. But I'm not running. Dante stepped closer. You should. Well, I'm not. They stared at each other. Then Dante did something unexpected. He smiled. Small. Sad. Real. You're going to get yourself killed. Probably, Maya said. But at least I'll die on my own terms. Dante's smile faded. He reached out. Tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. I won't let that happen. You can't promise that. Watch me. And for the first time since she'd arrived, Maya believed him. That afternoon, Dante called her to his office. It was the first time she'd been inside. The room was dark, masculine, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. A massive desk, leather chairs, everything designed to intimidate. Dante sat behind the desk, a file folder open in front of him. Sit, he said. Maya sat. He pushed the folder toward her. Inside were photos, documents, records, photos of her. What is this? Maya whispered. Your life. Dante leaned back in his chair. I had my people dig into your background. Find out who you really are. Maya's hands shook. Why? Because I don't trust people who show up out of nowhere and turn my life upside down. She looked at the photos. Her apartment. Her job. Her bank statements. Everything. You invaded my privacy. Yes. You had no right. I had every right. His voice was cold. You're in my house. Under my protection. I need to know if you're a threat. A threat? I'm a waitress. You were a waitress. He tapped one of the documents. Before that, you were a student. Dropped out of college after your sophomore year. Why? Maya looked away. Why, Maya? Because I couldn't afford it. Your parents. Dead. The word hung in the air. Dante's expression softened. Just slightly. How? Maya's throat tightened. Car accident. I was 16. You had no other family? No. So you've been alone for 9 years. Yes. Dante was quiet for a moment. The men who were chasing you. They worked for Victor. But why? You said you didn't steal from him. Didn't kill anyone. I didn't. Then why does he want you dead? Maya's hands clenched into fists. Because I saw something I wasn't supposed to. Dante leaned forward. What did you see? I was working a private event. Fancy hotel. Rich people. I was serving drinks in one of the back rooms and I walked in on something. What? Maya's voice dropped to a whisper. Victor was there. With a girl. She couldn't have been more than 16. She was crying. Begging him to let her go. Dante's jaw tightened. I dropped the tray, Maya continued. Made noise. Victor saw me. He told his men to get rid of me. I ran. And you've been running ever since. For 3 weeks. I changed apartments. Changed my shifts. But they found me anyway. So you came to me. I didn't know where else to go. Tears filled her eyes. I thought if I could just get close to someone powerful, someone he'd be afraid of. She trailed off. Dante stood. Walked around the desk. Knelt in front of her chair. He took her hands. Gentle. Look at me. She did. His eyes were soft. Human. You're not alone anymore, he said quietly. Do you understand? Whatever happens, you're not alone. A tear rolled down her cheek. Why are you helping me? Because you're brave. And stupid. And you remind me that there are still people worth protecting in this world. He wiped the tear away with his thumb. And because when I look at you, I don't see a mistake. I see someone who deserves better than this life. Maya's breath caught. Dante! He stood. Pulled her up with him. And then, slowly, carefully, he wrapped his arms around her. A hug. Simple. Human. Real. Maya buried her face in his chest and cried. For the first time in 9 years, she let herself break. And Dante held her together. That night, Dante didn't leave her alone. He stayed with her in the library. No words. Just presence. Maya sat curled up in a chair by the fire. Dante sat across from her, reading. The silence was comfortable. Safe. Hours passed. Eventually Maya spoke. Can I ask you something? Dante looked up. Yes. Do you regret it? Protecting me? He set his book down. No. Even though it's caused you problems? Especially because of that. Maya frowned. I don't understand. Dante stood. Walked to the window. Stared out at the city lights. I've spent 15 years doing what's expected of me, he said quietly. Running the family business. Making deals. Eliminating threats. I've been so focused on survival that I forgot what it's like to actually live. He turned to look at her. You reminded me. How? By being reckless. By kissing a stranger and hoping for the best. By refusing to run even when you should. He walked toward her. You reminded me that sometimes the right choice isn't the safe one. Maya stood. Met him halfway. What are you saying? Dante reached out. Cupped her face. I'm saying I don't regret you. Not for a second. Maya's heart hammered in her chest. Dante, I know this is complicated. I know I'm not easy. But I want you to know. She kissed him. Not desperate this time. Not strategic. Real. Dante froze for a heartbeat. Then he kissed her back. Deep. Slow. Like he was memorizing the taste of her. His hands slid into her hair. Her fingers gripped his shirt. When they finally pulled apart, both of them were breathing hard. You have no idea what you just started, Dante whispered. Maya smiled. You keep saying that. Because it's true. Then maybe it's time you figured out how to finish it. Dante's eyes darkened. Careful what you wish for. I'm not afraid of you. You should be. Too late. He kissed her again. Harder this time. And for the first time in 15 years, Dante Corso let himself feel something other than rage. He let himself feel love. Even if he didn't say it out loud. Even if he didn't know how. Maya felt it anyway. In the way he held her. In the way he looked at her. In the way he whispered her name like a prayer. And she knew. This man would destroy the world for her. Is this love, or is this obsession? The next few days were strange. Peaceful. Too peaceful. Dante and Maya fell into a routine. Mornings in the garden. Afternoons in the library. Evenings by the fire. They talked. About everything. About nothing. Maya learned that Dante loved old books. Classical music. Black coffee at dawn. Dante learned that Maya was terrible at chess. That she sang when she cooked. That she'd always wanted to see the ocean. "I'll take you," he said one night. "Where?" "The coast. When this is over." "You mean if we survive?" "No." He took her hand. "When?" "Because I don't lose." Maya smiled. Confident. Realistic. But beneath the peace, tension simmered. Victor hadn't made a move. No threats. No attacks. Nothing. It made Dante nervous. "He's planning something," he told Luca one afternoon. Maya listened from the hallway. He wouldn't just disappear. Maybe he gave up. Victor doesn't give up. Then what's he waiting for? "I don't know. That's what worries me." Luca was quiet for a moment. "You care about her." It wasn't a question. "Yes." "That's dangerous." "I know. If Victor finds out." "He already knows." Dante's voice was tired. "Everyone knows." "Then end this. Hand her over. Walk away." "No." "Dante." "I said no." Silence. Then Luca sighed. "You're going to get yourself killed." "Probably." "And her?" "I'll die before I let anything happen to her." Maya's chest tightened. She walked away before she could hear more. That night, she found Dante in his office. He was on the phone, speaking in Italian. His voice was hard, cold. When he saw her, he ended the call. "Everything okay?" she asked. "Fine." "You're lying." He smiled. "Tired." "Yes." Maya walked over to him, sat on the edge of his desk. "Talk to me." Dante leaned back in his chair, rubbed his eyes. "Victor's moving shipments, bringing in people from outside the city. My sources say he's planning something big." "What?" "I don't know yet." "So what do we do?" "We." He raised an eyebrow. "Yes, we." Dante pulled her into his lap, wrapped his arms around her. "I don't want you involved in this." "Too late. I'm already involved." "Maya." "No." She turned to face him. "I'm not going to sit in a room while you fight my battle. If Victor wants me, let him come." "Absolutely not." "Then what? I just hide forever?" "If that's what it takes." "That's not living, Dante. That's just surviving." He cupped her face. "I don't care, as long as you're safe." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "What about you? What about me? Who keeps you safe?" Dante went still. No one had ever asked him that before. "I don't need." "Yes, you do." She gripped his shirt. "You can't protect everyone and expect no one to protect you." "Maya, I'm not going anywhere. So either you let me help, or you lock me in a room. But either way, I'm not leaving you." Dante stared at her. Then he kissed her. Soft. Desperate. Like she was the only thing keeping him grounded. When he pulled back, his forehead rested against hers. "You're going to be the death of me," he whispered. "Or the saving of you." He smiled. "Maybe both." They stayed like that for a long time, just holding each other. Because they both knew. The storm was coming. And when it hit, nothing would ever be the same. It happened 2 days later. Dante received a message. Victor wanted to meet. Neutral ground. No weapons. Just talk. "It's a trap," Luca said. They stood in Dante's office. Maya listened from her usual spot by the door. "Of course it's a trap," Dante replied. "But I have to go." "Why?" "Because if I don't, I look weak. And weakness gets you killed in this world. So does stupidity." Dante smiled. "Then I guess I'm a dead man walking." "This isn't funny." "I know." Dante's expression sobered. "But I don't have a choice. If there's even a chance Victor will negotiate, I have to take it. And if he doesn't, then we go to war." Luca shook his head. "You're insane." "Probably. And what about her?" Luca gestured to Maya. "What happens to her when you're dead?" "I won't be dead." "You don't know that." "Yes, I do." Dante's voice was calm. "Certain. Because I have something to live for now." He looked at Maya. Their eyes met. And in that moment, she knew. He loved her. He hadn't said it. Maybe he never would. But she knew. That night, Dante prepared for the meeting. Maya helped him dress. Black suit. White shirt. Simple. Deadly. "You don't have to do this," she said quietly. "Yes, I do." "Then let me come with you." "Absolutely not." "Dante." He turned. Gripped her shoulders. "Listen to me. If something happens tonight, if I don't come back, I need you to run. Take the money in the safe. Take the car in the garage. And disappear. I'm not leaving you. You don't have a choice. Yes, I do. She grabbed his face. Forced him to look at her. I choose you. I choose this. Whatever happens, we face it together. Dante's jaw clenched. Then he pulled her close. Kissed her hard. I love you, he whispered against her lips. The words hung in the air. Maya's breath caught. What? I love you. And I need you to know that. In case. Don't. Tears filled her eyes. Don't say goodbye. I'm not. I'm saying I'll come back. Promise me. I promise. He kissed her one more time. Then he left. Maya stood alone in his room, her heart breaking. Because she knew what he didn't. Some promises can't be kept. The meeting was set for midnight. An abandoned warehouse on the edge of the city. Neutral territory. Dante arrived with Luca and 4 of his best men. Victor was already there. He stood in the center of the warehouse, flanked by a dozen guards. All armed. So much for no weapons. Dante walked forward. Calm. Controlled. Victor. Dante. Victor smiled. Thank you for coming. Let's skip the pleasantries. What do you want? Straight to business. I like that. Victor clasped his hands behind his back. I want the girl. No. I'm not asking. And I'm not negotiating. Victor's smile faded. You're making a mistake. That seems to be my specialty lately. This isn't a joke, Corso. That girl is mine. She witnessed something she shouldn't have. And I can't let that stand. Too bad. You'd start a war over her? Yes. Victor studied him. You love her. It wasn't a question. Dante didn't answer. Victor laughed. You do. After all these years, the great Dante Corso finally found someone to care about. He stepped closer. That makes you weak. Or it makes me dangerous. We'll see. Victor snapped his fingers. A door opened. And Maya walked out. Dante's blood turned to ice. She was bound. Gagged. Terrified. No, Dante whispered. Surprise, Victor said. Your men aren't as loyal as you thought. Dante spun. Looked at his guards. One of them, Marcus, a man he'd trusted for 5 years, smiled. Sorry, boss. He made a better offer. Rage exploded in Dante's chest. He lunged. But Victor's men were faster. They grabbed him. Held him back. Let her go, Dante growled. Why would I do that? Victor walked over to Maya. Touched her hair. She flinched. She's the only leverage I have. I'll give you anything. Money. Territory. Whatever you want. I want you to suffer. Victor's eyes were cold. The way you made me suffer when you stole the Eastern shipments. When you killed my best men. When you humiliated me in front of the families. He pulled out a knife. Pressed it to Maya's throat. An eye for an eye, Corso. Victor, please. Beg all you want. It won't change anything. Dante's mind raced. He needed a plan. A way out. But there was nothing. He was trapped. And Maya was going to die. Unless... Wait, Dante said. Take me instead. Victor paused. What? Take me. Kill me. Let her go. Dante, no. Maya's muffled cry was cut off by the gag. Victor tilted his head. You'd trade your life for hers? Yes. Why? Because she's innocent. And I'm not. Victor studied him for a long moment. Then he smiled. No. He dragged the knife across Maya's throat. Time stopped. Dante screamed. But Maya didn't fall. The knife hadn't cut deep. Just a scratch. Victor laughed. Relax. I'm not going to kill her. Not yet. He shoved Maya forward. She fell to her knees. I'm going to keep her, Victor said. And every day, I'm going to hurt her. Just a little. Just enough. He looked at Dante. And you're going to know it's your fault. Dante lunged again. Broke free from the guards. He grabbed Victor by the throat. I'll kill you, he snarled. I'll hunt you down and I'll make you suffer. A gunshot. Pain exploded in Dante's side. He fell. Blood spread across his shirt. Dante! Maya's scream was muffled by the gag. Victor stepped back. Adjusted his cuffs. Take him to the car. Take her to the safe house. His men obeyed. As Dante was dragged away, his eyes met Maya's. She was crying. And he couldn't save her. Is this the end, or just the beginning of something darker? Dante woke up in pain. His side burned. His head throbbed. Everything hurt. He was in a car. Moving fast. Luca sat beside him, pressing a cloth to his wound. Stay with me, Luca said. We're almost there. Maya, Dante croaked. I know. We have to. I know. The car screeched to a stop. Hands pulled Dante out. Carried him inside. A doctor waited. For the next 3 hours, Dante drifted in and out of consciousness. When he finally woke, the sun was rising. He was in a bed. Clean bandages wrapped around his torso. Luca sat in a chair beside him. Where is she? Dante asked immediately. We're working on it. Where is she? Luca sighed. Victor took her to one of his safe houses. We don't know which one yet. Dante tried to sit up. Pain shot through him. Then find out. Dante, you're in no condition. I don't care. He swung his legs out of bed. Stood. Swayed. I'm going after her. You'll die. Then I'll die getting her back. Luca grabbed his arm. She wouldn't want that. I don't care what she wants. I care about keeping her alive. You can't save her if you're dead. Dante shoved him off. Watch me. He made it 3 steps before collapsing. Luca caught him. Lowered him back to the bed. You need to heal, Luca said firmly. Give me 24 hours. I'll find her. I promise. Dante's hands clenched into fists. If he hurts her, he will. You know he will. The words were a knife to Dante's heart. Because they were true. Victor would hurt Maya. To punish Dante. To break him. And it would work. I can't lose her, Dante whispered. I can't. Luca's expression softened. Then rest. Get strong. And when we find her, you'll be ready. Dante nodded. But inside, he was already breaking. Meanwhile, Maya woke in darkness. Her hands were bound. Her throat was raw. She was in a room. Small. Cold. No windows. The door opened. Victor stepped inside. Good morning, he said pleasantly. Maya didn't respond. Silent treatment? How mature. He pulled up a chair. Saturday. Let me tell you how this is going to work. Every day, I'm going to ask you questions. And every day you're going to answer them. I don't know anything. Oh, but you do. You know where Dante keeps his money. His allies. His secrets. I don't. Victor smiled. Then I guess you'll suffer for nothing. He stood. Walked to the door. Someone will be in shortly. I suggest you cooperate. It'll hurt less. He left. Maya pulled at her restraints. They didn't budge. She was trapped. Alone. And Dante wasn't coming. Tears filled her eyes. But she didn't cry. She refused to give Victor the satisfaction. Instead, she thought about Dante. About his smile. His touch. His voice. I'll come back. She held on to that promise. Even if she knew it might not be true. 24 hours later, Luca had a lead. Victor's using a warehouse near the docks, he told Dante. My sources saw him there this morning. Dante was already dressed. Armed. Ready. How many men does he have? At least 20. Then we bring 40. Luca nodded. I've already called them. By nightfall they were ready. 40 of Dante's best men. Armed. Trained. Loyal. They moved through the city like shadows. At the docks, they surrounded the warehouse. Dante gave the signal. They moved. Gunfire erupted. Chaos. Screaming. Shouting. Blood. Dante fought through it all. Single-minded. Focused. He had one goal. Find Maya. He kicked down doors. Checked rooms. Nothing. Dante. Luca's voice crackled over the radio. 3rd floor. End of the hall. Dante ran. Upstairs. Down hallways. Past bodies. He reached the room. The door was locked. He shot it open. And there she was. Maya. Bound. Bruised. But alive. Maya, he breathed. She looked up. Her eyes filled with tears. Dante. He crossed the room in 2 strides. Cut her restraints. Pulled her into his arms. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm so sorry. You came. Of course I came. He pulled back. Checked her over. Did he hurt you? I'm okay. Maya. I'm okay. But she wasn't. Dante could see it in her eyes. The fear. The trauma. Victor had broken something in her. And Dante would make him pay. Can you walk? He asked. Yes. He helped her up. They moved toward the door. And then Victor appeared. Gun in hand. Pointed at Maya. Going somewhere? He asked. Dante stepped in front of her. It's over, Victor. Your men are dead. You're surrounded. Then I'll take her with me. No, you won't. Try to stop me. Victor's finger tightened on the trigger. And then a gunshot rang out. Victor fell. Behind him stood Luca. Smoking gun in hand. Told you I had your back, Luca said. Dante nodded. Thank you. Victor gasped. Blood pooled beneath him. This isn't over. Yes, Dante said quietly. It is. He turned to Maya. Let's go home. They walked out together, and for the first time in days, Maya felt safe. But is it really over? The next few weeks were hard. Maya had nightmares. Flashbacks. Moments where she couldn't breathe. Dante was there for all of it. He held her when she cried. Stayed with her when she couldn't sleep. Never pushed. Never demanded. Just there. Slowly, she started to heal. One night, she found him in the library. He was reading. Same chair. Same book. She sat across from him. Thank you. He looked up. For what? For saving me. For not giving up. I could never give up on you. Maya smiled. Small. Real. I love you. The words hung in the air. Dante set his book down. Stood. Walked over to her. He knelt in front of her chair. Took her hands. I love you too, he said quietly. More than I thought I could love anything. He kissed her hands. And I promise you, no one will ever hurt you again. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. Because I'll burn this city to the ground before I let anyone touch you. Maya's chest tightened. She believed him. What happens now? She asked. Now. Dante smiled. Now we live. Just like that. Just like that. But it wasn't that simple. Victor was dead. But his family wasn't. And they wanted revenge. 3 months later, the other shoe dropped. Victor's brother, Alexei Volkov, came to the city. He brought an army. This is bad, Lucas said. They stood in Dante's office. Maps spread across the desk. How bad? Dante asked. War bad. Dante nodded. Then we prepare. Dante, we can't win this. Alexei has twice our numbers. Better weapons. More resources. Then we'll be smarter. Or we could negotiate. No. Dante. I said no. His voice was hard. Final. I'm not handing over Maya. I'm not giving up. We fight. Lucas sighed. You're going to get us all killed. Maybe. But we'll die free. Maya listened from the doorway. She'd heard enough. That night, she made a decision. She found Dante in the garden. I'm leaving, she said. He turned. What? I'm leaving the city. Tonight. No. Dante. No. He crossed to her. Gripped her shoulders. We've been through this. You're not running. I'm not running. I'm choosing. Her voice was calm. Certain. I'm choosing to save your life. By leaving? Yes. If I'm gone, Alexei has no reason to come after you. You think he'll just stop? Maybe not. But it's a chance. And I'm willing to take it. Dante's jaw clenched. I'm not. It's not your choice. The hell it isn't. I love you. Her voice cracked. But I can't stay and watch you die for me. I can't. Tears filled her eyes. So I'm leaving. Tonight. And you're going to let me go. Dante stared at her. Then he pulled her close. Held her tight. You're the bravest person I've ever met, he whispered. And the most stubborn. I learned from the best. He pulled back. Cupped her face. If you leave, I'm coming with you. Dante. I'm serious. You think I can just stay here? Pretend you don't exist. You have to. For your family. For your people. They can handle themselves. And what about Luca? Dante hesitated. Exactly, Maya said softly. You have responsibilities. People who need you. I won't take that away. But I need you. And I need you to be safe. She kissed him. Soft. Final. So let me go. For a long moment, Dante said nothing. Then, quietly, where will you go? I don't know yet. Somewhere far. Somewhere no one will find me. I'll find you. She smiled through tears. I'm counting on it. They held each other until dawn. And then Maya left. No goodbyes. No looking back. Just gone. Dante stood in the empty garden, his heart breaking. But he didn't chase her. Because he knew. Sometimes loving someone means letting them go. Even if it destroys you. Dante survived. Barely. He negotiated with Alexei. Gave up territory. Made concessions. But he kept his life. And his family. The mansion felt empty without Maya. He hadn't heard from her. Hadn't seen her. It was like she'd disappeared. Part of him worried she was dead. The other part knew better. Maya was a survivor. One day, Luca found him in the library. You need to see this, Luca said. He handed Dante a photo. It was taken at a small cafe on the coast. A woman sat at an outside table. Dark hair. Sunglasses. Maya. Where? Dante asked immediately. Oregon coast. Small town. She's been there for 3 months. Dante stood. Get the car. Dante, wait. No. I've waited long enough. He drove through the night. 14 hours straight. At dawn he arrived. The cafe was quiet. Empty except for one person. Maya. She sat at a table, drinking coffee, reading a book. She looked peaceful. Dante approached slowly. Sat down across from her. She looked up. Their eyes met. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Maya smiled. Took you long enough. Dante laughed. Actually laughed. You knew I'd come. I hoped. Why didn't you call? Because I needed to know you'd choose me. Not out of guilt. Not out of obligation. But because you wanted to. I've wanted you since the day you kissed me. Maya reached across the table. Took his hand. Then take me home. Where's home? Wherever you are. Dante stood. Pulled her up. Kissed her. Right there. In the middle of the cafe. Like they were the only two people in the world. When they finally pulled apart, Maya whispered, You have no idea what you just started. Dante smiled. Actually, I do. And I wouldn't change a thing. They left together. Hand in hand. Ready to face whatever came next. Because some love stories don't end. They just begin again. The house on the coast was small. Simple. Perfect. Maya stood on the porch, watching the sunset. Dante came up behind her. Wrapped his arms around her waist. Happy, he asked. More than I ever thought I could be. Me too. Inside, their daughter laughed. 2 years old. Dark hair. Her father's eyes. They'd named her Sophia. After Dante's sister. Do you ever miss it? Maya asked. The city? The power? Sometimes, Dante admitted. But not enough to go back. Really? Really? He kissed her temple. I have everything I need right here. Maya turned in his arms. I love you. I love you too. They stood together, watching the sun sink into the ocean. And for the first time in both their lives, they weren't running. They weren't fighting. They were just living. And that was enough. The end.